Chutzpah time.
Yeah, hello.
Hello. How are you, Jacqui?
I'm good. How are you, Jasmin?
Good.
Nice.
Love you so much.
Oh my god.
Today we're gonna dive into hustler,
Hustler.
the hustler culture.
Okay. Good
So,
topic.
Yeah, I've been wanting to talk to you about this for a long time, but I
Awesome.
haven't. So we can talk about it live.
Awesome. I like it.
What does it mean to you to be a hustler?
So I honestly never really fully understood the meaning of this question. So I had to Google it and to figure out what is hustler culture. So basically what Google says is that it's a social standard where you can only succeed by exerting yourself at max capacity professionally, which I honestly don't think is a good thing.
No.
I don't think we should be expected to totally exert ourselves.
No, me neither. And I didn't think it was professionally. I thought being a hustler is almost like a personality trace. Then applying it to work only.
Right. Yeah, I think some people see it like that too.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, he's a hustler.
Right.
I always thought it meant he's a hard worker, but I feel like it means a little bit more than that at this point. It says here, people that are totally giving themselves 120% to their job. They work to live.
Got it.
Well, live to work. Yeah. So that's pretty much what Google says. The word hustle itself actually, according, again, to Google, means force to move hurriedly or to push roughly, jostle. So, again, not very positive things.
No. It's not aligned with the mental health priorities.
No. So yeah, and like I said, for me, I always thought it meant somebody that is working hard, will go the extra mile, which I guess it does mean that, but it seems like people are taking it a little bit further and turning it into something that is maybe unhealthy. Yeah.
For me, it was honestly being a hustler means I'm going to, in my everyday life, not struggle, but somehow struggle or fight the struggle. So for me, I've always felt like I was a hustler, but for me, a hustler meant everything I'm doing is to be the best in a way.
Not just work related.
Exactly.
Okay.
And not in a competitive way either. It's constantly trying to push yourself and see where's your limit every time a little bit more.
Yeah.
And I especially remember that living in Tel Aviv, where I feel like it's in the Israeli culture.
Yes.
Where's your limit?
Yeah.
I want to see it. And then I want to break it for you.
Yeah, I feel like all Israelis are hustlers in one way or another. But yeah, I agree with what you're saying. I don't think being a hustler has to be just work related. And it seems like here in the United States, people refer to it as somebody that's totally dedicated to their job. Even on their days off, they're still working on they're still doing work related stuff.
So you're saying something interesting, which is maybe being a hustler is different in every culture. Even though Google, the definition right now is work related
Yeah.
My question is everyone a hustler or no? Does it exist? Like, do you think...
Again, I guess it depends on what, what the culture that you live in, like, what do they define as a hustler? Because, like we said, in Israel, being a hustler is somebody that's like more of a go-getter, I think, more of that person that will go the extra mile to achieve whatever it is that they're trying to achieve and try to be best in whatever they're doing, not just in their work life.
Right.
And it seems like here in America or in the States, it's more, people that are entirely dedicated to their work and their career. So are we all hustlers, or is nobody a hustler?
Yeah.
I mean, I think there are definitely people that are like workaholics. There are the people that are, entirely dedicated to their jobs. Is it good or is it bad? I don't know.
Right.
It depends on the person. I think there are hustlers. There are people that are hustlers, that they are that go-getter type person. I think it's important, though, to keep it positive,
I love that. Take it easy.
Yeah, I mean, be a hustler,
try.
but...
Yeah, I try and remind myself, like, take it easy.
Yeah.
Just take it easy.
Yeah.
It can be intense being a
sure.
hustler. You're always wanting to perform, and it's not realistic, or like you said, it's not healthy.
Yeah. I feel like the problem is that some people or some groups of people, if you are not a hustler, then you are not good enough.
You don't count.
Right. And I think that's the problem with hustler culture, is when it becomes a cultural thing, when it becomes the norm, it becomes what is expected.
Right.
That is the problem. And I think in New York, it is really, it's hustler, the hustle and bustle of the city. And I think New York is the hustle city.
Really?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you got, all the big companies here in every industry, even, you got to be tough, New York tough,
Yeah.
So I feel like being a hustler is part of being a New Yorker in a certain way. But yeah, I definitely feel like some people take it too far, and it makes you feel like if you're not hustling, then you're not good enough, you're not doing enough. You should be doing more, and I think that's the problem, is the feeling that always feeling like I'm not doing enough.
Yeah, yes, that is something, not just being Israeli, but being Jewish. It's the constant guilt of like, you could have done it a little better. That just could have been a little better, and that's not good mentally to put yourself on that pressure mode constantly.
Yeah.
What I discovered this recently is that I'm not a workaholic.
Interesting.
I can just not work.
Right. Interesting.
And it's fine.
You'll be fine. Yeah. You won't be bored. You won't run out of things to do.
No, the opposite.
Yeah.
It gives you more space. It's funny, we are in quarantine, and it's a funny thing that it is okay to just be.
Right.
And you can't be a hustler while you're in quarantine.
Well, but I feel like some people are putting it out there like, oh my gosh, I'm going to take advantage of every moment. I'm not working to do something productive with myself. And in a way, that is still hustler culture.
Yeah, it is.
Where it's making, glorifying people that are just go, not resting, not taking time for themselves, time to enjoy, time for your hobbies, time for spending time with your family and friends. And I feel like even in this situation, there are people out there that are, posting like, look at me, I'm, cooking, I'm running every day, I'm now I know how to speak Chinese, or like people are just like out there making all of us other people that are maybe taking this time to reflect and think about things and not necessarily start new projects, making us feel like, oh, you should be taking advantage of this time. You should be doing more. You should be, doing more. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think that even in quarantine, there is still a hustler culture.
There's a hustler moment.
Mm-hmm.
So I do want to ask you something. Was there a time where you felt like you're literally hustling and you had that realization of like, dang, like,
Yeah.
I'm hustling this?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I feel like many times I felt like that. In many jobs that I've had, I feel like when the last restaurant I worked at in Tel Aviv was called Hotel Montefiore, which is part of a restaurant group, and they are known for being tough on their employees. And it's long hours on your feet, very, very high standard. And if you're not dedicated to that workplace entirely, you will not succeed in the restaurant. Like, you have to hustle. There is very high competition.
Wow.
So, yeah, you have to give it your all, for sure. And I wanted to succeed. It was a goal for me. It was a stepping stone for me to say, like, yes, I will not only work here, I will be one of the best here.
Wow.
And then when we moved to Tucson and I worked in real estate, I felt like, yeah, I was hustling because, I was in real estate, when you're a real estate agent, if you don't do the work, you're not making money. Like, it's true in any job, but like especially in real estate or any business that you own, where you have to create the work for yourself. You're not in an office getting deadlines and tasks that you have to perform, but that is external coming to you. When you're in real estate, you need to find work.
Yeah, you need to find that customer that will walk in, so to speak, sit down in the restaurant and order something. You have to find that customer.
Right. They don't
literally
come to the real estate office and say like, oh, hey, I want to sell my house with you. No, you need to go after them, every client. And it takes a lot of work. People don't realize how hard it is. And people think, oh, like, real estate agents, they just show houses and make a lot of money, but it doesn't work like that.
It takes you years, literally, to get there, and even then, it's by coincidence or by luck.
You can
or
never,
by favor.
Yeah. If you don't put in the work to keep, like, there's so much that goes into it. I won't go into it right now.
Right. No.
But it's really, really hard work. And you definitely have to hustle. You have to be that person that works 7 days a week, that does open houses on the weekends. You have no life.
Yeah.
Like, you have no personal life. You always need to be available. And I know there are agents out there that, they don't work like that, and good for them. I didn't feel like I could do less than 150%.
There you go.
So
maybe
I was definitely hustling.
I'm really like wondering if some people or everybody is a hustler when it's a like conscious decision to hustle this subject. So for example, when I decided to go into yoga, I freaking went in.
Right.
And I was hustling in a sense of, how am I going to fit this in my day?
Right.
And even when I was working 2 jobs and had a relationship, I still hustled to make it to a yoga session.
Right.
And I remember hustling to do it.
Right.
And it felt like a hustle. Looking back, while I was doing it, it didn't feel like a hustle, obviously.
Yeah.
It felt like I was doing something for myself that is really good. And maybe that's what I need to do. I need to hustle to do things for myself.
I mean, I think that I definitely think that being a hustler type person, maybe it's something that is you cannot force. Maybe there's some people that are just like that, and other people that are not, and it's just harder for them to have motivation or push themselves.
Yeah.
And maybe for you, because you saw a goal, you had something that you wanted to achieve, it was enough to push you to, go to the yoga classes, even though you were tired, or even though, you had other things to do, you just had that motivation in you.
Yeah.
So maybe like being a hustler is like being motivated and pushing yourself to achieve something, to achieve a goal.
Yeah.
And maybe first, it's not about being a hustler all the time. It's finding what makes you a hustler.
Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah.
But looking back, it was almost a traumatic experience.
Wow.
And I'm exaggerating to make a certain point.
Right.
Which is, I think it's good to have goals. And at the time when I was doing yoga, I felt really good. Mm-hmm. But now I feel very far. I have stopped doing yoga 5 times a week. Mm-hmm. And now I'm doing it once a month, maybe.
Right.
But it's hard to get from, this. It's not a goal anymore. You
achieved it, and maybe now it's like, it's not motivating you because you've done it.
I know what's going to happen almost, and for me, there was a point where, and we're going off topic, we're going into the yoga thing for me, but I just feel like I need to talk about it. But basically, like, for me, there was a point in time where I was like, I've been doing this for 4 years nonstop, and now, or 3, right? Like, a certain amount of time where it's, or I'm gonna take this on professionally, or I'm bored.
Right.
And I don't know, maybe this happens at work too, but I feel like for you to be a hustler, you need to feel very passionate about the subject. And the desire needs to be high. Yeah,
well, you can't force it. Nobody's going to do something, job-related on their days off if they hate their job. So, yeah, it brings us back to, is it about finding what makes you a hustler?
Let's take a break, and we'll be right back. We are back. Jacqui, take it away.
So if you are doing something you're passionate about, you're going to hustle for
naturally.
It's going to happen on its own. You're not going to have to force yourself to do anything. So, maybe we're all hustlers. We just need to find what makes us a hustler.
On the flip side, some people do yoga 5 times a week for 30 years, and they're not hustling it. They're just doing, I don't understand these amazing humans. They go every day, that's like this routine. Yeah. They go, they fucking do something, and then they go back and they do it again for years. Like
not everything needs to be hustled.
They have this discipline or this.
I don't think it's discipline. I think some people, they like the repetition. They like
doing it over and over again.
Yeah, no matter what, they're going to do their yoga. And, that's going to be the one thing that is for them. It's about self-care also. And not everything has to be part of a goal, part of an end result. Like you said on our last episode, doing something without expecting
an outcome.
So not everything has to be to get that result, and some things can just be for our peace of mind, for our enjoyment.
I think that literally what we just said is gonna be my life challenge because I don't see myself doing anything without the smallest expectation of outcome somehow.
Yeah, it's hard.
For
some people, it's hard. I think for us, it's hard. I feel the same way.
For me, what's hard is, to a certain degree, every day doing the same thing, even though for the past 10 years I've been drinking coffee every morning.
Yes.
Still every morning is different. But like, other than drinking coffee every morning, I don't see myself doing it every day the same thing.
Yeah.
And it feels very empty just thinking about it.
Yeah, no, well, I don't know. I don't know.
We don't have the answer,
I don't have the
guys.
answer. No.
I'm sorry. Okay. So moving forward, we talked about what it means for you, Jacqui, to be a hustler. Is there a person in your life or a celebrity that is like, when you think about achieving a challenge or doing something and hustling it, you think about you're like them?
It's so weird, but nobody comes to mind, and maybe that's my problem. Maybe I need to find an inspiration. I feel like there are a lot of, stories of people that inspire me. And when I watch a movie that is a true story about anybody that overcame a challenge, or somebody that came from nothing and, became very successful, to me is always very inspiring. But it's hard. I don't feel necessarily that I have a personal connection with somebody that I can look up to. And I haven't found that, mentor or, inspiration of like, okay, this person, that's their story. If they did it, I can do it. I don't have anybody that comes to mind. And there are many hustlers, out in the world, but I just don't have that one.
That you think about. For me, throughout growing up, I've had many people that, I felt like, okay, they're doing it, like I can do it as well. And I think it's good that you're like not comparing yourself to other people in general. Because
I do compare,
healthy.
but
okay, just not in a admire.
Fuck that bitch. No.
Yeah, I can do that better.
I'm just kidding.
But I feel like, I've seen, as your younger sister, I've seen you hustle, and it made me want to hustle and say, like, it even made me feel like, if I'm going to hustle for Jacqui, she's going to be proud of me.
Oh.
And it's going to count, and it's going to be cool.
That's so sweet.
Yeah. Or when I started surfing, my friend Noah, she taught me how to surf.
Yeah.
And I got a sense that she believed in me, that I can surf. And it made me want to really go out there and surf.
Yeah.
And dedicate a lot of energy and time to try, because it's hard.
Oh, for sure.
To surf.
Yes.
But she was kind of like a mentor, because she was younger than me, and she was surfing her life. And it looked awesome. In terms of jobs, I've always wanted to hustle, but it was mainly for me. I felt like I wanted to learn something and hustle through it and achieve something of some sort, of like being able to do this job without hustling it. Like it would be natural.
Right.
So like I did coffee for so long that it wasn't a hustle. It wasn't a big deal anymore.
Yeah. And that's another question. Is hustling basically working hard because you are not good at it enough yet?
That's a good point.
Is that hustling really?
We don't know, you guys. we don't have an answer. One of the people that is right now a big person for me that I look up to, and I see him as a hustler of life, is RuPaul.
Yes. Yes, honey.
Yes, honey. And
Mama Ru.
yeah, I mean, I did not think I would dive this much into this personality, and I have. And also Michelle Facage. Facage. What's her last name?
Michelle. Michelle. No, I can't say it.
Okay, cool. So,
Massage.
I listen to their podcasts.
Cut this part out.
Podcasts.
Yes.
What's the tea with RuPaul and Michelle Facage? And
Facade.
Michelle
Facade. Oh my God! Now I can't say
okay.
it.
And they're really great, and you can tell that they're hustlers by how they talk about everything they do in their life.
Yeah.
And they really, everything has a meaning, and everything, literally. Even when they travel for fun, it seems like they're hustling that trip.
Right.
So,
yeah,
how are they gonna make it?
They're like going to a show, going to this, like they're like boom, boom, boom. They're not in the hotel taking a bath.
No.
Yeah.
There's no bath. And so, Michelle freaking like twisted her knee or something, or broke her knee or whatever happened to her. Her ankle while she was dancing.
Yeah, when she was doing some kind of dancing show.
Yeah, Dancing with the Stars. UK, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And she was dancing on a broken ankle.
Yeah.
For a few episodes, like not just a moment.
Oh no, it was her meniscus?
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
In the
I just
knee.
remembered the episode.
So, I really look up to them. Ru had still, I mean, he tried to do a show not too long ago, and it went on YouTube, and it was on some channel on the TV.
Great.
On the TV.
Great information. He tried to do some show that was on YouTube and now is on some channel on the TV.
And
look it up, guys.
Yeah, good luck with that. And it didn't continue.
Yeah.
And then he tried AJ and the Queen.
Right.
And there is no new season.
No, they discontinued.
And he's been hustling drag queen for 13, 15 years. I mean, when it was...
Drag Race?
Yeah, Drag Race.
Yes.
Sorry. I do watch the show. I'm just not good at talking. And that was awesome. So he hustled through that,
Yeah, maybe being a hustler is not giving up.
Hitting home. It is not giving up, though. It's
in a way.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, let it die if it's not working, but don't not try something again or something. Yeah, don't not do it ever again.
Right.
If it's important to you.
Yeah. Okay, I'm sure I'm going to go back to yoga eventually. It's just I'm in a dry season.
It's okay.
Yeah.
It happens.
Yeah.
You just need to let it be.
Exactly.
It will come to you.
But you know what? There isn't a day in my life that I don't think about yoga.
Wow.
And I think it's also, I have to come to terms with it being a spiritual practice, even though I'm not like, I know who God is and I believe in it.
What?
I'm more of like the universe. Some people call it God.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I lost you there for a minute.
Remember God?
Right.
Some people call it God.
Yeah, the energy, the universe, God, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, I know what you mean.
So when I do yoga, I'm more in the vibration is higher. I'm feeling it more. It's more there.
For sure.
So maybe it just needs to be a spiritual practice. Anyway, going back to RuPaul being a hustler. I love RuPaul right now. He's my my hustler moment. He's the guy I look up to. He's like what I think about. And also, he's very humble.
Yes.
He's not out there.
I think that's really important.
Yeah. He's, he takes care of himself. It looks like he does.
Oh, yeah.
And...
She's been touched by an angel. No, I don't know, honestly.
Yeah. Well, for sure. But
Yeah,
I think...
just kissed by an angel.
Just kissed by an angel, like he says.
Yeah.
But also, he does seem like he takes care of himself mentally.
Yeah.
And he doesn't... a lot of celebrities, they have ups and downs.
All of us. Not just celebrities.
Right. But you see it
Yes.
more, and it's more intense for people that are full blasted everywhere.
Right.
And their life. But he seems like he's doing something. Like, I know he wakes up at 3 a.m. every morning and goes to the gym. And...
I could never do that.
Yeah, because he lives in LA, and apparently at 3 or 4 a.m. there's no traffic. And that's why he does it.
Wow.
And also he doesn't, he doesn't sleep this time. But he really takes care of himself. He eats well.
Yeah.
He does, I did see him on an interview say he meditates. He's a hustler of life. Mm-hmm. He's not just hustling Drag Race.
Right.
Or his, whatever he does other than Drag Race, like the podcast or shows, or he's hustling life.
Yeah.
And he does it beautifully.
Yes. Yeah, hustle for yourself.
Exactly. He does it for himself in a way. Just like that.
Yeah. Commit.
If you guys have any thoughts about hustling that we didn't cover, which that would be hard. We covered literally every inch of hustling.
Oh my God. I don't know.
I don't know. I feel like I have more to say about it. But for now, we're gonna talk to you later.
Yeah, guys, thanks for listening. We hope that this was maybe fun for you to listen to, and maybe you learned something new. Who knows? No? Not really, huh?
I mean, I hope, but I'm not like... It was entertaining.
Okay.
We talked about hustling.
We hope you somewhat enjoyed this.
Maybe just a little bit.
Yeah,
But I'm trying to have no expectations of outcome for this hustling episode.
Oh, wow. Full circle. Full circle.
Yeah.
Yeah, I still don't know what a hustler is. I feel more confused now than I was before.
Honestly, same.
But I think it's we touched on some good good subjects, good food for thought, and you know what? Just do what makes you happy. That's my opinion. No.
If you really want a cookie, go ahead and eat it.
Okay, we'll leave it at that.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for listening. Please follow us on Instagram at Chutzpah_time. That's CHUTZPAH_time, where we post updates and reminders so you don't miss any of our episodes or shenanigans. We also are on Facebook and YouTube at Chutzpah Time Podcast, and on Twitter, Chutzpah Time. Thank you again, and goodbye.